Hey, how's it going, all you lovely people at Shut Door or Door Shutter, coming back to you with episode 15. And today we're getting into bottle production. This is not going to be too complicated. We grabbed a crafter from RF Tools Utilities. This is a pretty decent mod to get crafters from. I personally use them a lot more than anything like the Sequential Fabricator, or I believe there's a crafter from Ender.io now. Let's see, where is... Looks like we actually have the default normal crafter from Quark. Looks like the newer version. Sequential. I don't... Oh, there's the crafter from Ender.io. So you got a few options. I'm just going to go with the crafter tier 3. I'm pretty sure if we just grab a pusher upgrade and we set this to our western direction. Oop, I missed it. West. And then we set the recipe to glass bottles. So we're going to click on this no recipe here. We're going to then put the recipe in. We're going to click apply. And then we are going to do fast, ignored. That should actually be everything. But it does not look like it's actually going to accept it. And that is that direction, right? I mean, we could try east real fast. Okay, it doesn't look like it's going to push in there, so we're just going to have to do some item pipes. That's okay. We can take this pusher out and just throw it in the system for now. And then just do that. And then... Well, I don't know if I want to do that, though. I mean, we could try this again. Drawer. We can grab a puller upgrade real quick. We'll see if this does what we needed to do. It may not. It may. Who knows? Oop, nope, not that. This. So that is the west direction. Does not look like it is. The east direction? Hold on. So the east direction? Okay, so yeah, that would be correct. The west direction would be that. Did I do this right then? The east direction? No, that would be the west direction. Yeah, that just doesn't work. Okay. So this works, but that didn't. That's confusing, but that's okay. There's some quirks and stuff you have to learn, but overall, we got it. We're good. So let's grab another crafter. Tier 1, and then we'll get tier 2, so on and so forth. So machine base, crafter tier 1, crafter tier 2, crafter tier 3, and then we're just going to do another pipe here. Quickly just placing down energy pipes, crafter, and then so this one's going to be a little bit more involved because we're actually going to want to put another machine back here, which is the fluid encapsulator, which we're going to put here. We're then going to put water at the left side here. So we're going to put configuration, auto input on the left, and then we're going to auto output on the right, or just output in general, because we're not pushing to anything currently. And then we're just going to put a bucket in here. And that bucket is then going to flow into this. And then I want to make sure that we're actually marking this as a full water bucket and not just a bucket. Okay, we're going to add a recipe here. I'm pretty sure... No, it wasn't even glass bottles, was it? Hold on, I may have just accidentally did something I didn't need to. Give me a second. Because I'm pretty sure the water bottle recipe... Yeah, so we actually just need to go back. Hold on. That's my bad. Let's go back a little bit here. So we actually don't need this second crafter, I don't think. Wasted a little bit of glass to get glass bottles. That'll be fine. That's okay. So what we need to do now is actually go... Probably do the same thing we kind of had. So sink, fluid encapsulator. We're still auto-inputting on that left side. And then we're going to output on the right side. And then, of course, bucket goes in. And then we're going to put an item pipe here. That should work. And we're going to change that recipe to include a water bucket. So this goes here. This goes... I don't have a water bucket on me. Hold on. This goes here. Then we're going to click apply. We're going to remove these glass bottles. And this should, over time, once we get water buckets flowing in here. So, for example, toss a water bucket in here. It's going to return that bucket. And what we're going to try and do, which we may have a difficult time doing this. Let me think. All right, so for getting the bucket out of here, what we're going to do is we're going to put this on input, put item pipes here, disconnect that, connect here, advanced pipe upgrade. And that advanced pipe upgrade, we're just going to whitelist buckets. So that way, buckets should flow. And then in this one, this should be a full water bucket. So we're just going to shift click that. So what should happen, water bucket goes in, gets pulled out, gets pushed back in, and repeat. Okay? Right? So that is crafting up the water bottle. Okay? There's no settings or anything we need to change. We just need the water bottles. I also want to quickly grab the puller upgrade out of here to put in there. And then I really would love if that pusher upgrade did work. Alright, so I think the solution here is laser IO. I just quickly went ahead, made some raw logic chips, smelted those up. But I think the reason I want to try this is because I think we could kind of summarize this a little bit better with using laser IO. So, let's try that, okay? So we're going to make some laser nodes, which require laser connectors. We're going to make probably just about 4 of these. We're just going to make a couple of those. So what I want to do is I think what I want to do is place that there, place this here, and then get a couple item cards. That many, okay? And what I'm pretty sure we can set here is we're going to do a water bucket in filter, basic filter. I'm actually going to also grab a counting filter here real quick. Counting, basic. Why did that not work? There we go. So we're not going to use the counting filter here, but I just need it for later. So basic filter, water bucket, extract, and we can just speed this up a little bit. I think we could actually grab some overclockers. We don't really need too many, I would think. So let's grab 12. We'll probably throw in 2 of here. And then on this side, we're going to insert. Just insert. That's fine. And then I'm trying to think. So on the down direction here, we're going to change the channel to 1. We're going to extract. And we're going to say probably 2 instead. Max 32, speed 10 ticks. That works. We also, I don't think, changed it on this at all. Okay. I mean, we're only sending 1 item, but, you know, still. So that should be good. So we've changed that to channel 1, transfer 32. And then we're going to say on this side, we're going to put another insert on channel 1 to be a counting filter of glass. Let's actually grab a stack of glass. Okay, so just like that. And then we're going to need to get a laser wrench. We're going to connect that to there. And this should keep 64 glass stocked into this thing. Okay? So now what we should be able to do is make sure the water bucket's back incorporated. And then we're going to need to set this to probably insert extract. And then we're going to extract here, basic filter. So this is just going to be setting up the bucket filtering. So the empty bucket. And then on this side, we're going to need another item card. And we're going to insert the... Let's see. We probably need to change it to channel 2, don't we? Might as well, just to make things safer. Filter. Or we already put an extract filter on here, didn't we? Okay. So throw that in there. Water bucket gets put in there. So you can see it's yeah, it's looping. Okay. So that works, right? And then we're keeping at least 64 glass inside of the crafter, which is fantastic. So that way it doesn't overflow. So this solves a few things, right? If this were to get full of glass, then this whole thing would cease operation, right? So this way, we'll just have a continuous loop of pull 64 glass, make sure it's in there, pull 1 bucket of water. 64 glass, bucket of water, 64 glass, bucket of water. That's kind of the steps that this is taking. So that prevents anything from backlogging. And once this stops, once we have 2048, I believe, in here, that will be the time this ceases, this stops operating, that stops operating, and this will fill up. Once that's full, this will fill up. Once that's full, this will fill up, this will fill up. And then, of course, after that, cobblestone will fill up and stay filled without pulling anything out, okay? So nothing too complicated on this front. I think, next step that we're going to look at here is salt, I believe. Salt, right? Because that's kind of what our end goal is to get salt. So I guess we do need an iron furnace. So we can get that to a gold furnace to a diamond furnace to an emerald furnace to an obsidian furnace, and then we're going to get a smeltery, a smelter upgrade. What is it called? I think it's called a factory upgrade or augment or something. Augment factory, there it is. And then we can actually grab a speed augment, which is this one here. And that should be able to be placed here. Just right click. We're going to need to run power cables to that. And then, so on this, we're going to be able to put left as input, right as output, this and this. So this should start smelting and getting us all of that. So we're going to take that speed augment out because it looks like the power is just a little too much. So let's actually get the pipe upgrade that's in here out. Let's upgrade that because that might be the issue. Is that better? That's better. Okay. Let's get this out of the way here. And also, let's just get the pusher and upgrade out of here. Just keep it in our system. And it looks like I actually forgot to lock the glass, by the way. Same thing there. Okay. So that is getting us salt. Okay. So that is one of our first ingredients down. Because I think we were trying to get... What were we trying to get? Because I kind of forgot now. Tofu, right? We were looking at tofu. Tofu is not that bad. We will need to use, I guess, water bottles to actually get this, which requires soybeans, and soybeans aren't that complicated. We will just need to get soybean seeds, which I don't think I have any soybean seeds. I have soy seeds, not soybean seeds. So I can actually go to the market real quick and grab those. So emerald. Go back over here. Soy bean seeds. Okay. All right, and then of course this should output to the left. Maybe. Lock that drawer. For some reason, it is not auto-outputting to the right. I'm not 100% sure why that is. But we'll just try a puller upgrade on the east direction. Yes, east direction. So that should start pulling all of the salt out. And I'm hoping we can actually keep up It looks like we're actually not going to be able to keep up. What is taking so long? So the pulverizer is taking a while, but that's also taking a while. Flux linkage amplifier. What do we have in the way of this? I don't think that's what I'm looking for. Actually, I think this may be what I'm looking for. Yeah, this thing right here. This is the base one. So this should be what we need to actually get these machines to go faster. Because this machine's not slow at all by any means. These machines, on the other hand, are quite slow. So let me work on getting the flux linkage amplifiers. We're not going to go to the higher tier because I really don't care about that right now. So let me be right back. Alright, so I've upgraded all these machines to have resonant ender capacitor or integral components and flux linkage amplifiers. So they are going a lot faster. Looks like we've got a lot of glass production. Looks like we've just filled up on water bottles and salt. So this should fill up here sooner or later. So let's get the next portion of this going. I think the end goal of this whole line, while this will result in glass, sand, and gravel, and also water bottles and salt, I think what I want to try and do is kind of get tofu on this line as well. This is going to be a little bit trickier because we need soybeans. Soybeans aren't going to be that hard if we get the phytogenic insulator. So let's actually craft this up. These aren't too hard to use. We will need another sink, though, because we're going to need a source of water. And then we're also going to need a cyclical processing unit, I believe. They're processing. There we go. This requires Constantinian, silver plates, and also a redstone servo. So let me get those plates, and we'll be right back. I think we're going to only need one of these, so... Alright, so how are we going to do this here? I think I might... Oh, well, how do I want to do this? Because if I was able to place this somewhere near this, that'd be perfect. Right here. And the only issue I can see is the sink, which should just be able to be placed here. And then, so that is to the right is auto input. And then we can put the cyclical processing, the integral component, and the flux linkage amplifiers, and then the soybean seed. This is still going to take a while. We also need to power it, but it will still take a little bit for this to process because it's growing an entire plant, I guess you can say. And so it shouldn't take too long, but it'll take a little bit of time. There we go. You can see that it's reasonably fast, and I don't know if we can actually get seeds out of this either. Let's see, phytogenic insulator, so we can get seeds. That may be an issue. And if we want to solve that issue, we could do basic filter, 2 item cards, and a trash can. I guess we don't really need a trash can filter, do we? Because we can just do this. Accidentally throw the seeds away. Hold on. Whitelist. This. If you shift click, you delete the seeds. And then we can do here, channel 3. Let's go channel 4. Just kind of push it away. Extract. I don't really care about the speed on that. And then on the top, let's see, insert channel 4. Hopefully we didn't throw that bucket away or anything. It should have all been seized. So then that way, if we just set this to left output, that should be filtered and everything, so you shouldn't push out soybeans. You should only push out the other stuff. What I think I want to do, actually, is put the sink there. Put that there. So that gives us soybeans. That gives us the water. And then I think the only thing we're missing for tofu is the cooking pot. So what I want to try is getting a modular router. right? Because I'm pretty sure the puller module should be able to pull from here and here. I guess not. Oh, this is the problem with modular routers, right? Because I can't pull from that like I want to. Let's see. Sender module. Because if I can send things from these... No, I don't even think that... I just didn't even think that through. I don't even know why I crafted that. Okay, let me get this conceptualized. Be right back. Okay, so I think I may have a solution. It's gonna be pretty sloppy. I think. Okay, so with a sender module... Actually, I think a distributor module. Because this thing can only accept several, like 2 outputs, right? No, just 1. Okay, so distributor. So if we get a distributor module, which is going to require several of these. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we get those to the next tier. And we get a distributor module. This should allow for us to push water from one location, which is going to be the puller module. So right here, we're going to then put a modular router at the bottom here. So modular, we're going to pull water bottles. And we're going to say whitelist water bottles. And we're going to send the distributor model. So we're going to send it to here. And we're also going to send it to the secondary crafter, which is going to have a little bit of shenanigans here. So we're going to probably put a drawer here, auto output, for just soybeans. Okay, that is perfect. And we're just going to lock that. So we're going to need to put the crafter here. We're probably going to need to grab item pipes. I may be better off just placing it here and then grabbing some pipes that way to then put back here. This might work a little bit better. Actually, I think I need to use laser IO here because I need to regulate. So at laser, let's grab a couple more laser nodes. I think I only need 1 here, but that's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to toss all this salt away real quick. And then, so my thought is here, extract, node overclocker, or card overclocker, not node overclocker. Okay. And then we're going to want a counting filter. Because we're going to basically want to make sure we only send 64 in here. So insert, counting, soybeans, 64. All right. So take those out, put them back in here. And then this should be good for that. And then I'm not sure how I want to do this. You know, I'm overthinking this. Hold on. I think I may have just figured out a solution. There's a lot of different solutions. That's the one thing you got to take into account here. There's a lot. And genuinely, I think if I were to grab laser node, took the top of this to insert, turn that to extract, and then do card overclocker 64 at about 5 ticks a second. And then here, we don't want to regulate left, right? So we're just going to regulate right. So we can do this for insert. And then here, we're going to get another counting filter. So another observer, a counting filter, and that counting filter is going to go in here to regulate water. Let's just do a stack. Okay. And then we're going to get our laser wrench. I don't know why I didn't think of this sooner. I apologize. That happens, though, every once in a while. We just kind of miss out on things, and that's okay. Okay. So that should be connected. So we've got 64 in there. And then on the right here, we're going to say input. We're going to clear out the rest of these. Besides, of course, this one. An auto input, just make sure that's golden. Okay. So that is that solution. Now we're going to need a cooking pot. So with the cooking pot, we're going to actually need to keep it in this main inventory, which we'll get into here in a second. So we're going to put the cooking pot here. We're going to put a bottle of water here. And we're going to put those in there. So that should get tofu. And we're going to actually look here. Results of crafting operations will go to output buffer. If we click this, results of crafting operation will stay in input buffer. Results of crafting operation will go to output buffer, but remaining items like buckets will stay in. So we're going to want that XC one here. So we're going to put in a cooking pot. And this is going to just start crafting. Fantastic. So we're going to get energy over here. And that is giving us tofu. Awesome. So we've got a large portion of this completed, right? And what did we want to make with this? I kind of forgot. I was thinking a cabbage rolls? Cabbage rolls, maybe? I think it's what we were kind of settled on. I mean, that's fine. Tofu, that would work. This also gives us 20, but it also gives us 2 per. 7 hunger bars. Yeah, I mean, that sounds good. That sounds good to me. So, cabbage rolls. Let me bookmark those. And that's lettuce, rice, salt. So we've got the salt, we've got the tofu, the onion, and lettuce we can grow in the big farm to just get a lot of it. Or we could even, move the soybeans over there as well. That would not be a big issue. But yeah, for now, we're going to wrap this one up. So we are getting close to getting a kind of final food source that will just last us till the end of the game, most likely, because there is no reason to change it. I mean, there's tons of different options in here. We are just going to probably stick with that one because overall, that will give us the best bang for our buck. And also, it's not too expensive. The biggest thing is trying to figure out this assembly line and kind of making sure that we're utilizing Laser IO a little bit more and kind of thinking of what Laser IO can do. Because if I did, I probably would have saved us a little bit of time in the beginning of this. But anyway, thank you guys. Stay awesome. I can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye-bye.